Welcome to PinewoodRaceDay.com, your no-cost solution to organizing and running Pinewood derbies and Raingutters regattas. I'd like to quickly cover how to get the most out of using Pinewood Race Day. First, you're greeted with the welcome page. Right here, it just goes through the application explaining the different processes and things that can be done. It's important to note that this works with elapsed time as well as points method of scoring, so that it works with nice tracks that have the timers and for Raingutter regattas where you're just using the points. Then it goes into more explanation down below. Let's see. Next, we would like to take care of the method of running the race. I found the best method is to just have the racers all go in order, moving from one lane to the next. As you can see here, I have a little table set up. The first race would have car 1 and lane 1, and then 2 and 2, and on down through that. And you'll see the reason for this is exactly how I have it laid out in the races. But first, let's get to the preferences, which explains that you can switch between 2, 4, and 6 lane races. You can switch to a point system. By default, it's on elapsed time. Caution that anytime you change these two settings, it will delete any scores that have currently been recorded. Down here is the danger button that resets all data. This gets rid of absolutely everything and starts fresh, which is fine for starting the next race the next year, but not during a race. So we'll begin by looking at the roster. You can add group names here, and then you add the names of the scouts and individuals to there. I already have tigers filled out, I have wolf, I have some bear. Let's have weebelows. And just submit that. Enters it down below. Click it to make it active, and now you can begin to add names. I'll add all of my children's names. And some friends. And mine. Now that we have names added, you can switch to check your roster to make sure everyone is listed. If you need to delete a name, just click over here and you can delete it. To delete a den, you first must delete all names attributed to it. That's so it doesn't happen on accident. We can add me back. Then we go to the race. From the race screen, you can see it's laid out with all the inputs for all the different lanes. And then down below, this will tally up all the results and it'll show them, and will also sort them by fastest. If you need to switch between dens or groups, you have a selector right here. Okay, now running a race. The first thing you would do is with race number 1, we will set this up. Let me check again. This is on elapsed time. So the very first race would look something like this. I'll just enter some time. So 1.0, and then lane 2, 1.1, and then lane 3, 1.3, 1.4. So there would be your first race. Now, to keep everything moving, you would just move everyone over. Now, Stephen would move to lane 1, and we'll say that's 1.5, and we'll go on down 1.6, and then there's the second race. And you just continue in this fashion. Oops. 1.11, 1, 2, 3, 5. Now, for lane number 4, it would be back up here to Titus. Now, if this was a much longer den, you can also hide. This racer is completely done. We can hit submit. Everything's been submitted, and his has been tallied down below. We can now just hide him down to here, which he can be shown again by clicking there. And now we have the finished racers out of the way. Now Titus went, and he was 1.16. He was part of this race here. Next, 7, 8. I'll be back up here. And then to finish out the last race. Now, we're ready to submit all the scores. We will just go down through the list. Make sure everything is submitted. We can go ahead and unhide him. You can see his has changed color though, but there we go. Now we are left them sorted by fastest times. We can see tightest out of 1, a 1.1. There we have a tie, and on down through. Now, in the event of a tie, you can look at the averages and determine who was faster. His average time was faster than Ben's, so he would be in the lead. You can also do a race-off for a tiebreaker. So if we wanted the first 3, there would be first place, and then for second and third, we'd have to re-race them. So that's Stephen and Ben. To quickly do that, we can create a new group. We can select those that we needed, Ben and Stephen. Create a new name. Weeblo's Tiebreaker. And submit. There we go. Now we are at the Weeblo's Tiebreaker. Now we can do the same thing as we did before and run through a race and decide who would win then. And you can see the other ones. If you go to the Results tab, you can see it's laid out. Tiger, Wolf, Bear. Here's our Weeblos and all the scores, and down here's our tiebreaker. And everything would be neat and able to see all the results. If you want to save them, you can print. Sorry, this is taking a moment with the screen recording. And then I usually choose Save as PDF, or you can select your printer and change from there. Again, I thank you for watching, and if you have any suggestions or any complaints or anything you would like to see added, I would just appreciate any feedback. You can reach me from the welcome page, at Twitter, at BrandonLair, and at blehr.mail@gmail.com. I hope you enjoy using Pinewood Race Day.